WINNMedia 98.9.
Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Azem, featuring Jade Johnson.
Yes, I. Gwen.
Because he didn't say my middle name, like I almost spit up my water.
Right? I knew that would have catch you because you were expecting it. But I chose not to, and you didn't know what to do with yourself, which means Gwen will forever be a part of you.
Indeed.
Oh, that just means that I'm accustomed to violence from you. Not physical violence. Let me do that on the air before they think. You just be here thumping me in my chest.
Oh boy.
Gosh.
Yeah.
It's over for me
One
already.
thing, Jade only does receive support from me. That's one thing. Like, what happened, Jade? I literally support.
I'm laughing at Kevon's face.
Oh, maybe because he feels left out in the support. That's what it is?
I don't think that's what it
No?
is.
No? Oh, okay.
Kevon, it's okay.
My bad.
It's okay. Azem does more support than you. You usually discuss me first.
That is false.
Really? Okay.
Suing for defamation.
Somebody wasn't supposed to be suing us like, okay, Nanya.
Hello, don't say that. Why would you say that loud live on ear?
Remind them.
Remind who? Somebody's suing us for you?
Are we supposed to sue somebody for defamation so we could get out of the financial situations that we are placed in?
Okay, that sounds better.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds 100% better because...
Yeah, somebody call me name, no?
Does that even get you money anymore? I don't think so, because the things I see on Facebook on a daily basis.
No, but they don't.
I do not believe
but
so.
they don't.
They don't sue.
Yeah, they don't sue.
Yeah, they don't know that they have the opportunity to do that.
Like Kevon, speaking of messages on Facebook, that reminds me of the video that Jade sent last night.
What did I send?
Remember a video you sent?
The one from Jamaica?
No, the other one, speaking about people just want to be putting up people's name on Facebook before they just take the money and go.
That's where you hear the video?
That was one of the parts, and I was reminded of it based on what we were talking about.
Yeah, don't mix me.
There's so many videos that we watched last night that
Don't mix me.
2 of them were extremely wild.
Azem, you still have to tell me who told you I'm related to them.
They called in yesterday. You had a family member that called in yesterday? Okay. Yeah. They called in yesterday, actually.
You know, they could be his family. He also could not know them.
No, yeah, he could. No, he knows.
Oh, you know. How
Because
you
he
know?
told me of an interaction
That don't
between
mean-
them.
Have you ever interacted with Kevon? That don't mean he know.
You could interact with me today, and tomorrow may know nothing. You tell me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know you don't know the guy. Like, I don't
That's true. That's true.
But okay.
Yeah. He's a singer,
Kevon, you
an
got
entertainer.
famous.
Mm.
Kevon, you have a famous.
No,
person?
this is what happened. I know this from Kevon. Until I say the actual name, he gonna be like, I have no idea, and then be like, oh.
Which is true.
You know that all right?
Which is very true. But
The memory of what used to be. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh boy.
until then, we shrug.
Indeed.
Until then, that's a good one. That's a good.
Mm.
Until then, we shrug.
You guys had a good evening, no? The rest
It was-
after we left yesterday, it was a good day.
Skip.
Yeah,
Relatively.
Yeah.
I'll skip my answer. I'll skip my turn.
Didn't have to dodge any asteroids or anything, right?
Or bullets.
Fortunately for me, I don't know when the days
Or
begin or
bullets,
end
because-
because
Listen,
Yeah.
let's just talk about it because suppose that was 4th Street. What?
oh, we jumping right into it.
We have to at this.
this.
What can we do if that was 4th Street?
But let's give the listeners a little bit of context here.
Oh my gosh.
So yes, go ahead, Kevon.
No, that's your forte, not mine. I'm not a shootout expert.
How
I don't know what to say. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Jade, are you done that there's rumors, I told you about this story on the weekend.
As if this is your forte. Take it,
What?
take it away.
Right, because Azem is the one who got like the blicky in the trunk and everything. So
Shh, were you putting all the man business on it?
I don't know. Guns, drugs, sex and danger. Apparently those are my middle names apparently.
Congratulations.
Hey.
Yeah.
you know.
But yeah, so there was this video that was circulating yesterday. A lot of videos actually, and there was some pictures that were detailing and depicting a shootout that happened in Jamaica yesterday between police and some obvious gunmen.
It was more than one person or one person?
I think it was multiple.
Apparently,
It was multiple.
multiple.
Yeah, multiple suspects, because unfortunately somebody.
I could read a post from the Jamaica constabulary force.
It's okay. We know what I mean.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah. So yesterday, they posted that they can confirm that 2 illegal firearms were seized, 2 gunmen were shot and killed, while another has been taken into custody at the intersection Hope Road and Trafalgar Road in St Andrews shortly after midday yesterday. 3 men were
Midday, no?
reportedly traveling in a white Toyota that is suspected to have been involved in the shooting death of a man in St. Andrew earlier yesterday. The murder of the man was reported to the Police Emergency Communication Center, which then used the Jamaica eye technology to swiftly mobilize members of the Metropolitan Quick Response Team. The motor
Jamaica
vehicle was
what?
intercepted
technology.
at the intersection, and while the police
don't
sought
have
to
that.
apprehend them, the suspects engaged the police team in a firefight. And the firefight is what was all across social media.
Yo, in the middle of
So-
traffic, yeah.
Listen,
I mean, it's midday.
people going to
Right.
lunch, probably
People have
going
places to go.
home, pick up their kids, and then shoot out live.
So,
And Mike had been used as a shield.
but that's why it was one day.
And
That was
Listen,
one
they
day.
had
would
hang out the window, like-
I would have
Yeah.
had to beep twice. I don't want to knock him down, but I would have had to beep twice so he could excuse himself, because I'm not about to shield you where you shoot. Excuse me? This is not my forte.
I mean, I just found it interesting of how many like well-framed videos there were. Because
nobody handshaking.
I was just there like, that man think this
Yeah,
is
this
an
is
exercise.
Life, okay.
This you would swear they were recording like the new Amazon action film.
Listen.
The
That's what I'm
Amazon
telling you.
Prime Video
Nobody
action
was
film,
running,
because
shaking. A couple people did some serious 3-point
3-point turns.
However,
3-point turns without the extra 2 points, like just a 1-point turn.
Watch your, not me, you know. Like,
Azem, the red car was the car that I was staring at.
right, the
because
red
that
car, yeah, that
was shielding officers who were shooting.
I was wondering if anybody was in the car, yeah, because
Me too.
I hope not.
I don't understand. At one point I was thinking, okay, it has to be that most of these people already run out of the vehicle, because anywhere but the middle of the firefight.
Yeah.
I
So,
can't imagine.
There's more updates. Well, there's more developments from that story, but we'll get there when we get there. And yes, sweetie, Kevon is fed up.
I honestly can't imagine going to lunch at 12 o'clock and then I'm in the middle of a firefight.
In the middle
So
of
what
traffic.
do you call your boss and say, I'm kind of stuck in traffic because there's a shootout happening?
He don't have no TV. He can't.
But he ain't seeing you.
We ain't seen you. So
Listen, if I work in that area, you have to assume everybody is on that board, okay? So that would have been a pristine opportunity to not return to work if you wasn't there.
Bye.
Because how your boss going to tell you that you wasn't there?
Like things like that. Who does pay for like the bullets in the can, like to fix the bullets and so insurance?
You. What,
I
you
would
do-
assume
what coverage would
a
that fall under?
collaborative effort.
Like which one of the insurance?
That's a really good question.
Which part of the policy?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, I have firefight insurance, so it wouldn't really. You have to know your risk. But
It's a really good question, though. To be honest, who's
Listen,
responsible for
fire and I was like,
the
fire?
unintentional damage? Because you go
You
home
almost
and
got
your
me.
car
Like-
laced with bullet
My
holes.
brand new
Who
car that I
is
just pay from
responsible?
customs for the same amount of money I buy the car for. And now I have
Yeah,
to go
like
fix it.
who's
because
responsible for that? Does the police force
No.
petty repair?
Suppose
Does
any
the
police will
insurance cover it?
shoot your car.
Is there like a collaborative effort between the police
I
and the
don't know.
insurance
I'm
company?
pretty sure the last thing on their mind is your scratched paint or bullet hole.
You need to be on somebody's mind, no?
Like who?
Somebody mind,
Somebody
because it's
mind.
on my car.
And it can't be on the mind of the fellow who laying dead in the street.
Side note, right? I know this is a serious thing, but this made me think about when they said who, like, if the Avengers was real, like who would pay for that
Yeah.
damage?
Well, there was like a
Who would
whole
actually pay for that damage?
organization dedicated to
Yeah.
pain.
They would have to be.
Correct.
They would have to be part of some type of organization. Yeah, the organization would have to pay. As a matter of fact, that happens in some of the cartoons and the movies. Like,
But you're
they
the
get- they-
organization that pays?
yeah, they get show. They
I think
get yelled at. They get yelled at for like all the collateral damage.
I know. But
Yeah,
I've
it was
never
damage
seen anybody
control.
being
So
paid.
damage
I'm like,
control
yeah,
is a
in Bad Boys, when they say,
construction company
Yeah, you're right.
that was responsible for repairing
You could
superhero
report that
damage.
hit and run. I don't know about that. I mean, yeah, that was just, yeah.
Hey, somebody message insurance provider and find out if they would cover damages
Yeah, like
as a
on a
result of
serious
being
note,
caught in a
know.
shootout.
On
No,
a serious
seriously,
note,
like
I
I'm
know
curious.
it's
Like I'm
something
really
that
curious.
Doesn't happen
Yannick?
often, but I would love to know who is responsible in that case. Like, there's a shootout and your car somehow a shootout between police officers and another individual. Who is responsible for the damages? Well, not responsible.
And the question is,
pays for damages?
yeah, and the
Like,
question
how do you
is,
go about?
and if the question is if the insurance does pay, how does it affect your policy, like your deductible?
You can't deduct me for that. You can't deduct me for that. That's my fault.
Watch.
As if,
Do you know the things insurance do? Like insurance do things that nobody would think that they would be
I
able
feel
to
like
do.
that would be very unfair. Like I don't just get into shootouts, park in the middle of shootouts all the time.
And the thing about it, that's something that the insurance should cover, because it's like
You know what?
it ain't.
I wouldn't be shocked because I don't think even with the volcano in St Vincent and y'all told me insurance don't cover that. So.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing.
Thank to God.
The thing is, right? Why the insurance don't cover the
Shootouts in act of
things?
God.
I'm like, but that's something you shouldn't cover.
Well, I don't
you should
think
cover
insurance
because that
covers-
happens. Maybe that's why they don't cover it.
Maybe
I don't think insurance
only if you have
covers
third
those types
party.
of things because I don't think insurance covers that because the damage is so widespread that it would probably bankrupt the insurance company issuing claim, fix for solving claim. What you call it? Closing claims?
To this call, this commenter on the live, we're talking about the unsafe area. I believe they're more talking about theft.
Yeah, I don't think.
And break-ins. I just want the break-ins
But
covered.
even
Like
if that's-
not break-ins,
Yeah.
but shootouts covered.
I know what he's talking about. The unsafe areas, but it does include like the break-ins and the stolen wheels and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But
that's not a little wild.
What? No, because you're more likely to be if there's a bunch of break-ins that happen here or theft that happens in this area, then you're obviously more likely if you live in that area to be a victim.
Like if
So-
like in certain areas as well, insurance costs more because of also the neighborhood. Like if you live in New York City, there's not really garages for you to park your car, so you have to park on the street, and you're much more likely to be hit. So your insurance premium is higher
Well, my insurance
than if you live in a
friend-
little neighborhood with a driveway and you could park your car in your driveway and stuff.
My insurance friend says that whomever damaged your vehicle based on findings from the investigation that would pinpoint who is at fault. But they died. So they know.
But not only that,
Do I
but
do know?
not only
Okay,
that, then
but then how do we discover that?
No, ballistics.
Yeah,
but
that's
but at the same time, what if it's like 7 bullets from the police and 3 bullets from they pay 70% of the cost? Like
70% of the
Good question.
these are things that we need to know.
They pay for the parts they hit.
These are things that we need to
Pay
know.
for the pass that I hit.
Yeah.
But it's
That's a good
okay.
answer.
I could
That's
see
a good logical
whoever
answer.
hits the vehicle is responsible. But
If
then
you
what
shoot out the
happens?
lights, you just pay for the
So
light.
some of the gunmen were shot dead. What if those gunmen are now dead and are responsible for the bullet holes in my vehicle?
That's
what then
exactly
happens?
what I'm asking. for.
Maybe what we need to do is make sure that gunmen have shootout insurance. So in the event that
You go
they
take
have
out a shootout policy,
Right.
and then go for your
so
shootout.
even if you die, then it covers kind of like life insurance, like shootout insurance.
Yeah,
That should
shootout
be a thing. No,
insurance.
that shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, but you have to protect. How come, right? When people driving, it's legally mandated that you have insurance.
Insurance.
But if I legally have a gun, I don't need insurance.
That's a good question. I can't answer that because I don't know.
Because it don't make no
That's a
sense.
good question.
It don't make no
Oh, that's
sense.
actually a very, very good question.
Ah,
Yeah.
gun insurance. Because if you shoot something, like if you shoot a
Let's say
property
okay.
and you damage the property.
Yes.
yeah.
So for instance, there's an intruder in your house, whatever, you start backing shots. A shot end up in your neighbor fridge. Who paying for the fridge?
You
Yes,
shoot the
but
fridge.
but that's the thing. But that's not the same mentality that they take with car insurance. Remember, if you drive without insurance, it's jail again.
That's true. Automatic. And don't you also pay a fine?
Well, I think
Jail or fine?
yeah, I think based on how the penalties are set up.
Oh, and if the person that shot your car died, you assault. You assault Azem. You're going to have to fix it yourself.
So you see what I'm saying,
Yeah, they
Jade?
need it.
You see what I'm
But
saying?
even if they had that insurance and they died,
No, but why is it that my insurance ain't covering me? We covering shootouts. I mean, understand? The amount of things, right? The amount of things that the insurance don't cover, it'll just be like, why they make me have this? Wouldn't it be better for me to instead of the government instituting insurance, where they don't have a policy where you have to place money into a high yield interest account, and you only could take it out for things that would be but you generally approach the insurance for. Cause half the time you got to get the money from somewhere anyway.
You have to.
Cause they'll find a way to not cover it, or they'll find a way to only give you a portion of the money.
It's such a scary thing, okay?
Yeah.
You're paying every month, and yet, if certain things happen, that can't cover it. Because if you're paying homeowners insurance, yet your home gone. What happened? What?
But that's what I mean. I know gun insurance is a thing, but why is it not mandatory?
Oh, you're afraid. Well, you got to stay discreet like that. You afraid me?
No, I was trying to just make sure I understand what was going on.
Oh.
Mm.
Scared me. Kevon, I like your background. It's very calming.
I feel studious.
Yes.
Oh
Like-
my gosh.
I feel so smart.
For all you listening on the radio, like you think.
Glasses down.
Nobody tell me nothing.
Serious.
What else we got going on today?
Well, it looks
me see.
like we should.
Oh wait, I can finish the story.
Oh, okay. Finish the story. Then.
There's other portion of the story. I have this one too, but this one I feel childish. I like this one for now.
Mm-hmm.
This is my weekly, and then when we chat in nonsense, I'm gonna use the other one with the clock that don't move. But so the other developments from this shootout is that an 11-year-old child was among 5 others that were injured in the shootout in Jamaica. So an 11-year-old child and a correctional officer were among 5 persons injured in the gun attack. Reports are that sometime after 5 p.m., several persons were standing in the area when a white Toyota motorcar with several men aboard was driven up. Armed men blazed up the place, basically hitting 5 persons. Correctional
Wait, is
officer.
the actual news story?
Yeah. He may be taking a little liberty with the.
I'm supposed to. It basically said they alighted. They alighted from the vehicle and opened fire on the group. No, they light up the place. I feel like that gives proper context because when you have to watch the video, the shootout is quite insane. It's like a movie shootout, not like pow pow.
I had to watch it a couple times to understand that it's
gunshots.
real. I had to
Like you start
watch
watching it and you don't know it's gunshots is what you're hearing for a long time until you
I know
realize
right off
it's
the bat.
gunshots.
I knew right off the bat, but I was looking at the different police officers because I could.
Well,
tell
you know it's
right
gunshots,
now,
but you just don't know what's happening until you pay attention, and it's just like, wait, what?
I could tell you right now, right? I will never be a police officer because not me, no.
No.
But no, at the same time, I was wondering, like in cases like that, why is it that the police don't just let the fellas get away?
Because I guess they don't want. I guess they don't want them to hurt civilians.
What I feel like.
Yeah, so stop shooting back.
Yeah, I
Stop
feel like
shooting
what could
back.
have happened, and I could be wrong, but what makes sense to me in terms of like protecting the community is maybe you chase them down to an area that is more shootoutable.
No, but hold on.
I don't know.
This was my thing.
Shootout in the middle of town just didn't.
That's what I'm
like
saying.
something that made
That was
sense.
my whole point. My whole point was okay. You're chasing down some suspects. They start shooting. You recognize I am shielding behind civilian cars in the middle of traffic, midday, in a busy intersection. Perhaps we are not going to shoot back while shielding from the civilian cars. Like that was my whole thing. I was just watching this
Perhaps
thing.
the best
police
option
saying,
is to let them go.
let them go.
It could have been way worse.
Because if we have to, so let me give more context. So 5 persons were injured. Police say they recovered 37 spent shells. That's 37 bullets
What?
that were
You understand what I'm
shot.
saying now?
Yeah, man, let them go.
And
Okay,
that was
then.
what was recovered. There are others that probably might not have been recovered. 37 is a lot of gunshots. So
Y'all
That's
saw
right.
the car, the white car. There was a picture of a white car after the shooting. Yeah, they should have probably.
that's the car. That's the criminal. That's the getaway vehicle.
Oh.
But if we have to put this into context, if we have to think about it, how is a gunfight going to play out on 4th Street? The top of 4th Street by Kevon Street and Victoria Road. Let's say there's a police shootout there. Where are those 37 bullets going to go?
Watch here. That was my whole point. I looking at this thing and just kept thinking to myself, why are the police still shooting?
Because they don't want them to escape.
I feel as though, if
Say, "Rude, why you got dead?"
if the individuals started
I
shooting,
wouldn't be shocked if that's one of the things you said.
maybe you could have fired a warning shot, but did returning fire
Warning,
in the
listen.
middle
Bro.
of town? I mean,
Even the
man.
situation with like Dante, right, when he tried to flee the scene, like that's something that has been litigated time and time again. The Supreme Court has said, let them go, just let them go. Like we know who you be.
That's true.
We know who you be. Like
we'll find you and in a different situation.
Yeah,
just not this one.
Just let them go. Like just let them go. It's
And
kind
my
of
thing too, we had the article states that, well, not the article, the tweets from the Jamaica constab. I'm not going to try to pronounce the word, but it says they used basically drone technology to track the vehicle.
So then
Why
what
did the drone just not follow them to wherever they were going?
no, but what Kevin, I understand.
Intercepting them for a shootout.
Yeah, I understand what Kevin was saying initially, where you stay in pursuit until
That's what I'm saying. The fact that you could have found them with a drone, like I feel like it would have made sense for you to just use that to.
But forget all of that. Forget all of that.
I don't think a shootout anywhere is safe.
Precisely.
Bullets travel.
Yeah.
Precisely. But in the middle of
I
traffic.
don't think a shootout in the middle of town made sense. The drone could have followed them and said,
it
okay,
was
the
close
vehicle
to
parked
a
up in this vehicle.
What?
Now let's get our SWAT team and we go to this house.
That's what I
You
tell.
know,
Like
There are other ways, but
It was
Yeah.
and it was
Ooh.
very close to a commercial area. It was like 2 minutes out from the commercial area of
Yeah.
Kingston.
Mhm.
Listen, just
But
let
that's
it go.
but that's this. Maybe my mind work different, eh? Maybe my mind work
They were
different.
trying to prevent them to get. I don't know what. they were
No,
trying to prevent.
Jade, it don't matter.
Because
Like
you didn't help.
it don't matter. My thing was I just looking at it like I remember from the time that the first thing that crossed my mind, like, and I think I watching like I don't usually go through comments, and I just was thinking like, why nobody else like saying this? Like, why they didn't just let them go?
Let it go.
Yeah, like I said, like the two white girls.
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
just let them go because, yikes, 37 spent shells. Anyway, we have to take a break because our friends are here from Talking Trash, and we're going to jump into some conversation with them right after the break. Stay tuned.
If you say you love your little dear country, try to do something positively. Be a watchdog for the environment. Don't leave everything to the government. We dump our garbage anywhere, lit on the streets everywhere. Our behavior is telling me that we really don't care. Take some pride in your country. Volunteer to clean where it's dirty. Tourism development needs a healthy environment. Whenever we litter, we threaten our survival. So those who engage in it should be treated like criminals. So don't be afraid at all if they call you an informer. Report those who endanger our future. So if you really love this blessed land, this situation demands attention. Think about the future generation. Do what we can to preserve this island. The laws for littering we must enforce. We have to let justice take its course. If you are a proud citizen, you have the right, you have a reason to save this land from destruction. You have an obligation to become involved in anything which affects this nation.
The Solid Waste Management Corporation, SWMC, is working hard each and every day to keep St. Kitts clean. Our primary mandate is to collect household waste while maintaining the engineer's sanitary landfill in Connery. While it is the responsibility of businesses to see to it that their garbage is properly collected and disposed of at the landfill, the SWMC offers a commercial waste disposal service with our Nosy program. We also offer a bin rental service where persons can rent large bins to do community cleanups or other waste disposal activities. Additionally, our headquarters in Taylor's Range include state-of-the-art conference rooms for rental. So when you're hosting another event, consider using the SWMC conference facilities. We want to continue serving you by keeping our environment clean. Because at the SWMC, waste matters. For more information, call our office at 465-9507.
Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Azem. And it's time to jump into our favorite conversation with our friend from Solid Waste Management.
Good morning, Miss Lang.
Good morning, good morning. Yes, and good morning. It's a pleasure to be back with you another Tuesday morning. Yes, another morning.
We've missed you.
Bringing to you another episode of Talking Trash. Today's the 11th day of May, 2021. Oh my God, it comes like I almost forget the year.
They're running into one now, so.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're a first-time listener, Talking Trash is a weekly presentation of information and education and is aired every Tuesday morning right here on WINN FM 98.9 from 8:30 to 9 a.m. Okay? Yes, and I'm your host, Ainita Lake, Collection Manager at Solid Waste Management Corporation. And at Solid Waste, we deal with the generation, collection, separation, storage, transportation, treatment, and disposal of solid waste here in St. Kitts. With me today, I have my colleague, Lorna. Lorna is no stranger to this program, but she will get a chance to, to say hello, all right?
Hi.
to say hello. Okay. All right. We're here this morning to educate, to bring awareness, and to admonish. You know, I'm not preaching, but I love to quote the Bible. The Bible says that a nation is destroyed because of lack of knowledge. And so, in this edition, we look at chapter 1105 of the Solid Waste Management Act. And we'll be focusing on dilapidated buildings, section 53, paragraph 1 to 8, right? And of course, the lines will be open and you can join in with the conversation and we'll be happy to hear from you. Okay, before I get into our topic for today though, sorry. Solid Waste Management Corporation wishes to remind the general public that it is an offense to dispose of any commercial and industrial waste using domestic collection service provided by the solid waste. In other words, what we are saying is that the domestic service that we provide to household residents, businesses are not allowed to commingle their garbage with residential garbage. It has been happening for some time. We come and hear over and over and over. We speak about it. We tell you it is wrong. So we are advising you once again that commercial waste and businesses waste, and commercial waste consists of waste from premises used wholly or mainly for the purpose of trade, manufacture, business, sporting, recreational, or entertainment events. And premises with 3 or more apartments will be required to make special arrangement for waste disposal. And this is nothing new. This is something that's been going on from the very inception of solid waste. So we provide special collection service for small businesses and for also apartment. So we have what we call a nosy program where you just sign up and just pay a small fee. That is for businesses and person who doing commercial business in terms of having apartments. You know, where we invite you to come to the office or call someone, we'll come to where you are. And we'll be happy to sign you up for your collection to be taken. I had an incident where someone called me just this week around 5:30. I thanked them for waking me up because I think I will have fallen asleep. And they called and said, my waste has not been collected, my garbage has not been collected for going on 3 weeks now.
Huh?
I said to that person that, you know, I've been trying to get in touch with you for some time. I left messages, you haven't called back. But here, you know, you have a number of apartments around the island and your garbage is extremely excessive. And so now we are asking you to sign up for us to do that special collection. And, you know, people don't like to be, you know, warned. People don't like to be advised of nothing. And he was very irate, but I still maintain my, you know, posture and that I said to him, you know, this is the rule. I mean, I can't do nothing. This is the rule. And if you want your garbage to be collected, it is easy. If you don't want us to collect it, you can simply take it to the landfill. That's easy too. So, but we want to make life easy for you and, you know, provide that convenience of collecting your garbage. However, there's a small fee, seeing that you have so much garbage. And so, not that we're coming down hard on nobody, it is something that we have been doing for some time now. All right, so let's get started with our main feature for today. Dilapidated property. So yeah, before I have Mr. Souza read the section of the Act that relates and point to this topic, I just want you to note, I know that there are some persons who may be somewhat sensitive to the topic, because nobody likes to be warned. We are just here to bring awareness. We are here to educate you and to bring awareness that this is a part of the Solid Waste Management Act. And so, don't get irate with us. All right? Okay, so I'll have Mrs. Souza, and after listening to the show, you know, after listening to what she has to say this morning, you will learn the function and the power of the litter warden with regard to dilapidated property. Mr. Souza.
Hi, good morning. My name is Lonnie Souza, litter warden, and I'm reading from St Christopher and Nevis Solid Waste Management Act, Chapter 11.05, and we are discussing dilapidated buildings, etc. Section 53 states, 1. After obtaining approval of the Development Control and Planning Board, a litter warden shall issue a notice in writing to the owner, occupier, or person in charge of a building that has become dilapidated, ruinous, injurious to human health, or unfit for human habitation, requiring any of those persons, as the case may be, to demolish the building specified in the notice to the satisfaction of the litter warden. Number 2, the notice referred to in this section 1 shall be in such form as may be prescribed, and the litter warden shall also affix a copy of the notice to the building that is required to be demolished. 3, where a person referred to in subsection 1 fails or neglects to comply with the notice served on him within the time specified in the notice, the litter warden may make a complaint in respect of the non-compliance before a magistrate, and the magistrate may order the person to comply with the notice within such period as the magistrate may specify in the order. 4. In the order, if the order made by the magistrate under subsection 3 is not complied within the time that was specified by the magistrate, the litter warden may, without prejudice to the right to prosecute the person who has failed to comply with the order, enter the building or the land on which the building stands and authorize the demolition of the building. 5. Where the owner, occupier, or person in charge of a building that has become dilapidated, ruinous, injurious to health, or unfit for human habitation cannot be identified, and the building appears to be abandoned, the litter warden shall affix a notice to the building indicating that after a period of 30 days, or such short a period as the minister may determine, the litter warden intends to authorize the demolition of the building. 6. After the period referred to in subsection 5 has elapsed, the litter warden shall proceed to have the building demolished. 7. All expenses incurred by the litter warden by virtue of this section may be recovered from the owner, occupier, or person in charge of the demolished building as a civil debt owing to the government in any court. 8. In this section, the term building includes a part of a building or a structure.
Okay. I hope
That's a lot to take in.
I know it's a lot to take in. I know it's a lot to take in at one time, but you can obtain a copy of the Solid Waste Management Act, and to get further, more information as to the power of the litter wardens.
I was about to say, the Act really does give the litter wardens a lot of power.
That's right.
Especially in regards to this particular particular topic.
Mm-hmm.
I know, how difficult is it for the litter wardens at time to really find the owners? Because I know a lot of these homes in some of these communities, the owners may be people who would have migrated sometimes 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So how difficult it is to even try and track down somebody in that case.
Yeah. Finding the owners, yes, it'll be very difficult, but while we just do sometimes, that way we could do our, something we do. We will go to the court, and then they will give us the book, and then we will locate like where the house is and the owner. Or sometimes we go by NHC, and they will give us some information regarding to these properties.
So okay. And you're saying in the case where, nothing is done, the litter wardens then have
the power to affix a notice on the property.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember. Was there a time frame for if nothing is done?
I think 30 days. 30 days.
30 days. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then if that the litter warden have the power to demolish the building.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope y'all heard that.
Yeah. So.
And in section 5, that's what it said. We are the owner, occupier, a person in charge of a building that has become dilapidated, ruinous, injurious to health, or unfit to human habitation, cannot be identified, and the building appears to be abandoned. Litter warden shall affix a notice to the building indicating that after a period of 30 days or such short a period as the minister may determine, that the one intends to authorize the demolition of the building.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got a lot of purpose there.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of buildings in and around Bastille, and like what's that place called? Greenlands?
Greenland, up by the cemetery.
Greenlands is if you're coming up Kevon Street.
Yeah, like behind Greenlands in that area. Like I've seen a lot of these.
Dilapidated buildings.
Yeah, but even though they are there, we would not just go out and try to demolish them just like that. Like we said, there's a process in which we will get in touch with the people, contact, do research and things like that, put warning signs, and if nothing turn out, then There's where we make a move. We go to the court and get the okay to.
But
move
is that
ahead.
something that the solid waste and through the powers of the little wardens, is that something that is that something that generally happens where the demolition of the buildings?
No.
Or you don't like to go to that extreme too often?
Not too often. No,
Okay.
we have not really enforced it to the max. We have been. It came up several times in discussions and so on, but we have not really, done
Put it into practice.
put it into practice, done anything as such to that as yet.
Because aware, again,
was
create
just
the
about
public
that.
awareness to let them know that.
I think the important part is to let them know that
When-
it is something that's possible.
Yeah,
Right,
Because,
right.
you don't want to start the process one day randomly and everybody's like, oh, how are you gonna
Cause-
come?
yeah,
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's a process, and like we're saying, education is key.
Right.
We educate you, we build awareness, we allow you to know what's happening, what the power that solid waste has, and what we can do. So, it helps you to get an understanding that, going forward, this is the possibility of
Right.
what could happen. But we will not just go out and just ripping down people's houses like that, no.
Right. I think one of the things that really need to be considered in these situations is the fact that, unfortunately, a lot of these abandoned properties become not only health
A
risk,
nuisance, yeah.
not only health risk, but also safety risk
That's
as
right.
well.
Yeah. Safety risks.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
also dumping grounds.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
And not only that too is that as I mentioned last week, there's a number of properties visible, not just in Greenland but around town. I mean, you go around town, you see there's quite a number of them. But it not only that it is a health hazard, it is basically also devalue
Devaluing
other
the area.
person's
Property, yeah.
property. I mean, just imagine I have my nice house and trying to keep it as nice, and there goes this old abandoned building.
Right.
So
right.
it is
Yeah, it's definitely an issue on
definitely an
several
issue.
fronts.
Yeah.
On several fronts.
yeah.
But I sometimes wonder if we are to see a change in the legislation, which would really give the government more powers in terms of maybe taking over some of these properties.
Yeah, I think
I think that's something that might be discussed. I mean, I have my issues with that too, but
Yeah, but some of these
Yeah.
properties are owned by people who don't either want them, forgot about them. You can't find the rightful owner because it's some family
First,
dispute.
yeah,
So
dispute,
they
yeah.
just stay there
Yeah.
and
What
watch
now,
and-
yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
that's
And then also it's a situation too where the property, who property it is, like, the family belongs to, but the family themselves are fighting over it. So nobody wants to
Exactly,
lose it.
exactly.
dispute. But
Exactly.
guys, we actually have somebody who wants to contribute to the show. Good morning, call
Okay.
you live on Talking Trash.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Well, thank you.
Yes, I wanted to find out. I know the government, Prime Minister himself, I think, had mentioned that they was going to start cleaning up them dilapidated houses in Bastille. I don't know the specific areas, but I just wanted to know, did that initiative started from the government standpoint as yet? That's the only question I have right now.
Okay.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for a call.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, caller. It hasn't actually started, I must say, from our end. I don't know from any other ministry, but from our end, it hasn't actually started yet. And we are now bringing awareness.
Yeah.
We are now
Yeah.
bringing it out there.
So is this part of a wider plan to perhaps start moving in that direction sometime soon?
Probably.
Aye.
Probably that's the way they are planning on going. But like I said, education is key. So, and the thing is that even though we might bring it out to the public and inform the public the intent or whatever, people still will tell you they never heard it, they never know.
Yeah.
They
Well,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. But the ignorance of the
But-
law is no excuse.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true. That is so true. And so, it's a sad part of the issue. These abandoned property have real negatives spilled over upon other person's property. And that is one of my biggest problems because I'm not too far from one.
Right.
All right, not too far from one. So and like I said, the difficulty at times. Sometimes people pass death in the family, death, somebody die, and
there was no
they
will.
leave in a will, and they're just gone. The property steady, and rattled down.
Like, a lot of these properties, people migrated, maybe back.
People migrated,
and so maybe it was like some family just kind of living there.
Yeah.
Die out. So now the person that you knew living there might not have been the owner.
It's true.
Right?
It's
and
true.
so
it's a long process, but you have to do a lot of research to find out who this property belongs to and so on.
Yeah. My concern is really be the health risk. I mean, we know from police reports. Yeah. Not only health risk, but the crime. Yeah, they use it to, people use them to hide certain things.
Yes.
People have been abused in several different ways in some of these buildings.
That is true. That is true.
So I mean, it's definitely something we need to look into.
Yeah.
But we have another caller. Caller, good morning. You're live and Talking Trash.
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Just a quick question that came to mind. You said 30 days notice.
Yes.
What happened to if a situation where the property is in dispute in the court and been going on and on for years? I know there are properties like that. How would you guys be dealing with that?
That is true.
Can you tell me the owner and that kind of stuff?
That is true. Okay. Like you said earlier.
One other question. One other support to that. Or somebody's overseas that you probably can't get in touch with them. 30 days I find is a bit short. Notice, especially when you deal with people overseas.
Yeah,
not a thought.
But even though we may have put 30 days and it is hung up in the court, we still can proceed until we get till the court declare it's okay to do so, because the process still have to go through the magistrate court to get the final okay. Even though you might go to the planning board, and like I said, it's a long process. So we're not gonna go and just demolish the building like that. It's a process that we go through to seek to find out who this property belongs to and what's the next step.
30 days is in effect after you have identified the owner of the property then?
Yes.
Yes. And if the owner is, let's say, living in Germany or wherever it is, 30 days, I think, is a bit short.
Yeah.
My personal opinion. Something to think about.
That's true. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you said the corporation, though, we would like to work with, we work with property owners as much as possible to maintain the appearance and the safety of buildings. That's the corporation. That our goal is really to maintain, not necessarily to pull down, but however the occasion that we might have to, move into that direction. So, but that is not our first priority to go and pull down. But we want to, like I said, build awareness, educate persons of the possibility of houses, of property structure, things like that.
Right.
Be taken down.
Right. Well, I think that is something that is necessary. Like the caller said, I know there have been politicians that have spoken directly to this issue, and there's several departments probably looking at how best to address it.
Yes.
But it's interesting to know the powers that the litter wardens have had all this time, and sometimes it's just so people know.
That people know that the litter warden has these powers to do those things.
Yeah, because at the same time, as much as we saying, why they don't do it more or whatever, the truth is a big cost to the managed buildings.
Yes, it is a cost.
Huge.
As a matter of fact, if the persons to whom those property, once they've been found, all costs, they are responsible.
Yeah.
Once they're being found, they are responsible for all costs that is incurred to the government.
And I think, because I know of situations where sometimes it costs more to demolish the property than to buy the land and the property. It costs more to demolish it than to just buy the land.
That's true.
Yeah, so
and it also depends on the size.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so
that's probably why Fort Thomas is still standing.
No.
and that is maybe
Dispute.
not altogether, but most of it is dispute.
That's been years.
And like you said,
That's a
like the
dispute,
gentleman earlier who called in, a lot of it is because it is tied up in court, and it takes years upon years for the court to come to final.
To settle that, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I want to thank all the listeners. I know there are a number of you who would have liked to call in this morning, but really this program was really to educate you and to bring awareness of that the way in which possible to go.
Right.
All right, have a great day and see you next week.
If you say you love your little dear country, try to do something positively. Be a watchdog for the environment. Don't leave everything to the government. We dump our garbage anywhere, lit on the streets everywhere. Our behavior is telling me that we really don't care. Take some pride in your country. Volunteer to clean where it's dirty. Tourism development needs a healthy environment. Whenever we litter, we threaten our survival. So those who engage in it should be treated like criminals. So don't be afraid at all if they call you an informer. Report those who endanger our future. So if you really love this blessed land, this situation demands attention. Think about the future generation. Do what we can to preserve this island. The laws for littering we must enforce. We have to let justice take its course. If you are a proud citizen, you have the right, you have a reason to save this land from destruction. You have an obligation to become involved in anything which affects this nation.
The Solid Waste Management Corporation, SWMC, is working hard each and every day to keep St. Kitts clean. Our primary mandate is to collect household waste while maintaining the engineer sanitary landfill in Connery. While it is the responsibility of businesses to see to it that their garbage is properly collected and disposed of at the landfill, the SWMC offers a commercial waste disposal service with our NOSI program. We also offer a bin rental service where persons can rent large bins to do community cleanups or other waste disposal activities. Additionally, our headquarters in Taylor's Range include state-of-the-art conference rooms for rental. So when you're hosting another event, consider using the SWMC conference facilities. We want to continue serving you by keeping our environment clean, because at the SWMC, waste matters. For more information, call our office at 465-9507.
Horsford's Value Mart IGA is helping you spend less and save more. How, you ask? Essential Everyday and Equiline. Spend less on our Essential Everyday products and get the best quality, the best taste, and the best value. Spend less for all your family health and beauty needs with the Equiline brand of over-the-counter products. Horsford's Value Mart IGA is helping you spend less. With our Essential Everyday products and Equiline over-the-counter health and beauty care products. Shop smart and spend less at Value Mart, where price matters most.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Azem, featuring Jade, Gwen, Crass, and Crew Johnson.
No, but thanks.
Everybody know Jade. Everybody know.
Jade, please don't be crass and crude. No, it's not the time for that.
That was literally crass and crude, you see what I'm saying?
I mean, look down here, no, not about stress me out.
Bye-bye.
Gwen.
Well, what do we have on the agenda, sir? You already gave you a nice little intro, so you don't have to do it again.
I'm sorry, Gwen?
I'm saying you already give you a nice little
No, I heard you. I just wanted to say so welcome back. What do we dive into? I want to let me pick and choose.
We have some juicy ones.
Mm-hmm.
Some juicy ones today. So many options. Can't tell.
Let's do the local, the regional first.
Okay,
So the volcanologist, updates from SVG. So Soufriere volcano is quiet, and volcanists are saying that no news is good news. The last Soufriere volcano in St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been relatively quiet since its last explosive event on April 22nd. Volcanologist Dr. Thomas Christopher, in his latest update, says the volcano is quiet, which is a good thing. Christopher says there were a few minor earthquakes, but they were nothing of substance to raise an alarm about. He also says that people need to understand that no news is actually good news, which means there is nothing happening. The volcanologist also says that the team was actually anticipating heavy rain, which was forecasted over the weekend, but it did not come together. At the time Christopher was speaking, he was unable to see the volcano due to rainfall. He notes that if there are any mud flows, they will be picked up on the instruments and the information will be relayed. The alert level for the volcano is orange. This was his latest update that happened as he was speaking on the radio. So
better than red.
Let's just hope that we pass the worst.
I know, right?
This particular episode of what's gonna happen next in the Caribbean. No, but I really do hope that we've passed the worst of the situation, because again, there's this catastrophe. It is now, it's not just going into another stage. It's not a matter of the volcano stops everything back to normal, normal
things that are happening.
But
people
homes have been destroyed, people still in shelters.
They're not even in the cleanup phase.
Right, because they're not really allowing people to go back.
Yeah, because you don't want the next thing you know, we allow people to go home to clean up and tragedy.
They get caught. Yeah,
we can't.
So we're still in the midst of it, but hopefully, like I said, we pass the worst.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boy. Oh, it's kind of tough when you think about it, but I guess, like you said, no news is good news.
Indeed. And yes, for all you guys, for all the regular listeners, we do not have an update on Uncle Joe.
Yeah, we don't as yet.
Tell us something wrong with the story.
We look in. We really want to discover the depth of that story, but
we know Uncle Joe probably just trying to chill and relax and keep out the limelight for now. Yeah. After your family do you dirty.
Family probably just looking at him like,
why would you go tell the nation that you do this?
Probably like, bro.
I suppose this really didn't happen and Uncle Joe just misunderstood. I don't know how you can misunderstand that.
No, I misunderstood. Maybe you wanted some attention.
Something is missing from the story and we want to know what it is.
But no updates yet.
We do.
I guess no news is good news.
Exactly. We probably don't get updated either. Uncle Joe has been banned from speaking to the media, okay?
Uncle Joe probably just got dementia.
That would be terrible. That would make it worse. But
or schizophrenia or something.
Hopefully not.
He was a good storyteller though.
Excellent.
It was very riveting.
Yeah, compelling.
To say the least.
But yeah, SVG. Hey.
Let's see, what else can we do? So that's the latest in the SVG updates.
Remember, we were
No news
supposed
is
to do
good
an
news.
update on the debris.
Yeah,
that
we're
we
gonna do
briefly
that
touched on
one.
yesterday.
So, over the weekend, before the weekend, we spoke about the Chinese rocket and how the booster, the launcher, went into space when it shouldn't have, and was, had put the world on alert, the entire world on alert, because it was, expected to fall back to Earth. The trajectory was unknown, but it fell. And it fell safely. So
Yeah,
the debris
I would
from the
think
Chinese space
probably
rocket,
hurt a fish,
it
but,
landed. Yeah, it landed in the Indian Ocean near the Maldives. So parts from the Chinese Long March rocket fell into the Indian Ocean near the Maldives, which is China's Manned Space Engineering Office report. The report was also dated late Saturday night, ending days of international speculation over whether the plummeting rocket debris might be scattered over a populated area. So there were no imminent reports of damage falling from debris because it fell into the ocean. So yay.
That's great. I mean, I was looking at I was following it. I remember
because you sent us like maps and stuff.
I was just like sitting and this thing was so intriguing to me.
Listen, Azem was prepared. If we was going that day, Azem would have been the first to know. Well, the second, because the people following it before you. But yeah.
But I was just so intrigued by this entire thing. I didn't believe it was going to hit anybody. I knew the odds. I knew the odds was. See, the thing is, so much
things have happened.
Indeed, but so much of the planet is like water or like uninhabited. If this thing had just really hit, it would have been like, oh my gosh.
Remember, they had a trajectory for Haiti, possibly. So I can't say that.
Well, what they were doing was they was basically like saying like they had like a 4-hour window where this thing would drop out, right? and then you're the orbit. So they were just saying like at this point in time it will be here. At this point in time it will be here. And he just like this guy, he just did a thing that intersect like where the orbit intersected actual land. And like populated areas, like he would just say like at 2 or 3 you possibly might die.
Wow.
At 7
that would
at
make
7-11.
so much better, boy.
So I was just like following the whole thing, and I just thought it was so interesting because you could literally follow the booster on a tracker. There was a tracker that was tracking it, like, and you know what was so interesting to me? The speed at which this thing was just going around the planet, like 18,000 miles per hour. And it just kept speeding up.
Put it past it.
Yeah, it just kept getting faster and faster. Wow.
That is wild, but they need to not do that again. They need to get sanctioned, fined, whatever.
Oh no! There's a lot more going on. They're building a space station, like the Chinese building a space station.
Be shooting things in the air.
That's what they've been doing since what, the 40s.
I think you're helping me feel better. You are not helping me feel better.
You know how much space junk you got up there just floating around?
I don't want to know.
Like that's part of the thing. Like they literally plan to just have space junk.
The ocean, y'all destroy
They're destroying space now.
Yeah, nothing. Y'all could just leave.
The forest gone in.
Humans, why? Yeah, gonna be the end of us, you know.
Yeah.
Y'all almost was the end of us last year. See how close y'all came?
Bye. Humans like they just walk out. Bye.
What we could do?
We could just kill myself. Bye.
It feels more and more like that, like they're testing the limits to see what can actually wipe us out. It literally feels like the more things happen, the more I feel like
there's a plan.
They're adding things to see how can I eliminate everybody.
Yeah, we are self-destructive species.
Very much so. We cut down all the trees. We take all the fish out of the ocean. Now we're launching things into space and just having them orbit.
But you see, the thing is with the space thing, it was kind of like, I guess, if you're really aiming to just like cause complete destruction, it's kind of like the best of both worlds. Because then it in space, then it could still mash up the forest, still mash up the sea. Like you're just like, yeah. It was like the holy trifecta of destruction.
Oh, you're playing Russian roulette with the world.
Speaking of Russian roulette, y'all know you had like people like betting on like where this thing would land.
Of course. Why wouldn't they?
Of course.
Why wouldn't they, Azem?
Like I was looking at the odds. Like the odds were like higher than Powerball of it landing within a half mile of your current location. And
I wonder who win.
I don't know.
Somebody.
Probably
Some underworld boss.
yeah, some real
Coco.
genius who literally had everything down to a science.
World boss. World boss.
But yes, we're still here, people.
Leave the
Thankfully,
world alone,
and
please.
the main thing is that there was no loss of property or life. Like that's the main thing.
One of the fishes, they are already the property.
Yeah, nothing, man. If the fish is going to take that there and build a little coral reef, like me that
that's
there.
true.
So
That's true. Thank you from the fishes.
the fish is with 6 irons. So
Y'all saw that? I saw a picture of a deep sea creature that washed up on land.
Yes, I saw that one.
Two things.
Mhm.
If
No, I
you're a
didn't see
deep
it.
sea creature, you're not supposed to be up here.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be up here.
that's what the aliens will be saying about humans in
creature,
space.
A deep sea fish. So we know the deep sea animals, the anglerfishes and certain types of octopus and octopi, and the big concern isn't the appearance of it. Yes, it was scary.
Who
I
got said was it the
suppose.
appearance
However,
of it?
the issue is a deep sea creature washed up on shore. Is that not alarming?
What is it doing up here? Y'all stop playing with the ocean. Y'all understand that the ocean can take us back?
I feel more it's like with that situation. I think that's more climate thing.
Who caused that,
Yeah.
I wonder?
I think the climate thing.
I wonder who caused that to change. I just wonder. Y'all going good, you know? When them four like the four fin, the walking
See,
underwater creatures start to just inhabit the land.
if it was up to Jade, we'd have still been in mud huts and living in caves
That's
and
not
so.
true. What?
Yeah, you don't want us to push the envelope,
I
Jade.
don't want y'all to.
Development comes at a cost.
You mean like Corona?
Yes,
Okay.
like Corona. Like
Awesome cost.
development comes at a cost.
Awesome cost.
Rona.
But I was saying, if you don't want to pay the cost, we'll still end up being in the caves.
Were we safer in the case?
I don't think so.
Rona.
I don't think so.
Were we
I tell you already,
less
this is how it works,
hostile, weren't we happier when we only know about mud cakes and how to rub wood together? Weren't we? That wasn't that a more
No,
pleasant time? What you mean?
the constant,
Y'all
the con-
develop guns and every minute y'all warring, shooting.
the constant. Well, no, we just have different concerns. But the constant threat
We
of
have
being
more
mauled
concerns.
by bears and like.
That's one concern.
Yeah, but
Being man by animals was one concern.
no, but the other
No,
one was
that's
how you
the-
gonna feed your family.
That is. What do you mean?
What?
Yeah, that too. Okay, that's two.
But those are the two main ones. How we gonna stay
And we
alive?
still have those two main ones, plus many, many more.
Right, but all of them fall into the same category, Jade.
And it's because we keep playing with. Anyway.
All of them fall into the same category.
Okay.
How are we going to continue living?
Dig up all the mummies y'all want to dig up. Launch all the things y'all want to launch into space.
Y'all know about all these like the fact that the because of the climate change and the melting ice caps, like releasing all these like gases. No, but releasing all these gases, and there's a concern that even some of the viruses that we would have lost immunity to would also then end back up in the population.
Say. You don't say.
Yeah.
I fed up all the somebody said, send the rapture.
Send the rapture.
That will never not be funny.
Yeah.
Start the rapture. Because y'all, oh my God.
Yeah, let me do a rapture background for y'all.
You have one? Wow.
Yeah.
Literally. You
Wow.
have one.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That's what that's exactly what I
And
expect.
y'all used to get like scared by the end of the rapture stories and so.
After a while,
Like wake up in the morning and your parents just gone. You're driving to school and then you realize the car just swerving and you look and you say, "Mommy, no mommy in the car."
You mean like? No, that was the Power. You mean like the Power Ranger movie?
That's
when
what.
all
That's
the parents went. That was the rapture.
Something like that. Something like that.
Oh dear.
But I always find that like so incredibly like horrible, like how we traumatize children. Like
We do. We tell children the boogeyman going to pull them. We tell children the Greek. No, we tell the children
look here, right? The amount of children that I know been traumatized when you get to like all years night service, because there's this feeling like the rapture might just happen at going into the new year.
This is it. Remember when 2012, 2000, what year it was when everybody thought the world was going in?
All of them?
2000, you mean the millennium bug?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
The Y2K, remember Y2K and this 2012.
Yeah, the millennium bug
thing.
Yeah, the millennium bug.
That is
I just remember like thinking like,
this is it.
No, I wasn't one of the this is it thing. I was like, if you're trying to tell me that we have all this technology and the technology gonna just like planes gonna fall out the sky because of a date change.
That was a wild story, man.
Like, nobody gonna catch me that one.
I often want to know who makes these stories up and how does this spread and become like people's truth, because that if you listen to that story, that's a very wild story. So
very wild.
A date change is going to make everything malfunction. A date change.
Yeah, because
the whole world just implode.
They won't design with that in mind.
What wasn't designed with that in mind?
Like some of the computers.
The hit 2000.
So
like some of the computers, like the number, the issue was.
So because
how does it read? How does it read like 00? Like how does that thing?
So that's why the plane's gonna fall out the sky?
Yeah, because it might be the computers at the control towers.
You think people flew that day?
Yeah, people flew that day. I remember.
Some people just didn't get in. Okay.
Some people avoided.
If I can
flying,
follow this guy, I'm gonna
people
follow.
still flew.
You could imagine being in a plane counting down, thinking that this is it for you.
When I'm in a plane, I'm not counting down.
A red eye from you'd have to be like on a red eye, and the thing is too, which one of the like which time was gonna do? Is universal time? Was it Eastern time? Pacific time?
Whose time?
The theory was very flawed. Cause and the thing is, people didn't think about all of this. They just heard when the date change, everything went stop.
But the mathematicians and the computer science people who was pushing it.
You are supposed to do better.
There was a lot of pundits on CNN talking about the possibilities. And it was kind of like this.
Get it together.
But it was kind of like It was kind of like the same thing with the Chinese situation, where it was like, it probably ain't gonna happen, but it's a small possibility that it could.
Yeah, but I don't feel like we had the same coverage as the millennium, because that was everywhere. Like, I don't feel like the Chinese thing, we just happened to come across it because of Kevon, thankfully. And you would have probably came across it.
But that's the thing too, what was interesting to me about this. The amount of people that had no idea that this was happening on the weekend.
That's it.
It was. I went to all the major news networks and cable here, and
that's my point.
There was very little, if any, coverage.
They didn't realize that things was happening in the sky.
Which was probably for the best, because you couldn't do anything anyway.
And then you would have panicked the world, because the world is the world is on high alert right now. Anything up there, Kevon?
Mm-hmm.
Anything at all? Just floating? No? Okay. The world is very finicky right now, because everybody, again, thinks that, well, a lot of people still think that COVID, 5G, aliens, all of these things happening at the same time. So they're probably already on high alert, and then you add the fact that something can possibly fall out the sky.
Yeah, why not?
Do we function well in high stress situations or something? Because I feel like
every
day is a high stress situation. You don't think so?
I do.
I do. But,
I have to. I have to.
I do, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like school shootings.
There was you guys saw that one last night?
Yeah, you sent it to us.
I sent one last night? The Russian one? There was a school shooting in Russia.
No, I didn't know
early this morning. Yeah.
Is that the same one? Let me check.
No, the one I sent you this morning was to do with
Colorado?
it. No, I didn't send you a school shooting one this morning. I sent you the Tiger situation.
So it was two things, yeah.
Yeah, but there was a school shooting in Russia this morning.
High stress situations on a daily basis. Imagine I just come outside to go watermelon and a tiger prancing in my neighbor yard. Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do, Azem?
Stay very still.
Easy things.
That is like you take a tiger out of the zoo and bring it home, like it's a puppy. It's not a puppy. It eats people.
Bye.
It eats people. The tiger probably was so confused, and then he put the tiger back in his SUV and escaped. He went on a high-speed
Okay,
chase.
hold on. Let Kevon let them know exactly what we're talking about. I feel like there's some people who wouldn't have no idea what we're talking about. Kevon does the honors.
Jade didn't put it in the document.
Yes, friend,
She's
that
not
actually
a-
happened.
Go on.
A tiger. Somebody can't believe that actually happened. It
Oh,
happened yesterday.
yeah. I don't think they find the tiger yet. They find it?
Okay.
I don't even know.
I don't think. Anyway, let Kevon read
So,
it.
where's Waldo? So, the murder suspect, this is a United States story. So, murder suspect who fled with a tiger has been caught, but not the animal, which is according to Houston police. The Houston authorities have captured a man who allegedly evaded police while housing a Bengal tiger in his yard. The whereabouts of the tiger are not yet known. Victor Hugo, who is 26 years old, was out on a bond for a murder charge in Fort Bend County when neighbors spotted the big cat.
The big cat.
There were also reports that the suspect had monkeys, which are not illegal to have in the city, but having a tiger is.
You think?
So, an off-duty deputy went to the house to confront the suspect, but when the Houston police arrived at the scene, the suspect put the tiger in a white SUV and drove off. There was a brief pursuit and the man got away with the tiger.
You can imagine.
Owning a tiger in Houston is a Class C misdemeanor, which brings about a maximum fine of $500.
Hold on there.
Fine?
But he's
Misdemeanor for misdemeanors.
So he fled the scene for a fine?
Yeah.
Nobody would have taken the tiger, Jade.
They're supposed to, Azem.
No, but you know what's funny
Well,
about this? The man,
they
they
would
like,
take it if they could find it.
You can imagine. It's like. This is why I don't think the tiger on the loose anywhere. The man literally had an escape plan, because it's like you could tell. He's like he see the police coming, and he's like Ginger, let's go, and like
To a tiger. Listen, the
and
tiger
jump in the vehicle and got
Oh
away.
my God.
So he had to have a place to stash it. He probably by one of the other neighbors or something. But he cousin Jeb.
I've never seen.
I bet you how much you want to bet is by his cousin Jeb.
I've never seen no stray animal outside and just start. And he wasn't even a stray animal.
He bought it. He bought it.
I read that he got it from a zoo.
Yeah, sure he bought it. I don't think he stole it.
Where are we buying? Okay.
Have you not watched?
It's okay. Tiger King, yes, I have.
Okay, thank you.
I have.
There's a whole market for that. But yeah.
Yeah, please. You see what I mean? Why humans so destructive? Leave wildlife alone. It's wild life for a reason. Wild, not domesticated, not fit in your kitchen. Like
But
you
we-
don't.
but
You're
we
not
have
supposed to
dogs. We have dogs.
As in, go to a break.
But dogs
No, I
are
think,
just
yeah,
domesticated wolves.
Go to a break.
So you think we can domesticate tigers?
Try.
But I'm pretty
People
sure that's
have
what
done
they're
it
doing.
many
Did you
times.
watch Tiger King in its entirety? Did you see the lady lose her whole hand?
Yeah, but that's
Yeah, but
part
that
of
because
progress.
Cara
Okay,
Baskin, she killed her husband and she racked him.
I can't do this with y'all today. Go to a break, please. I really can't. I'm not. I refuse to entertain this one.
Domesticate the
Yes,
tigers, people. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were wolves.
Azem, I agree with you.
And stop feeding our dogs cooked food out there.
Yeah. So
There's wolf. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Raw meat.
yeah. So
Yeah. That's why our dog getting
that's
sick.
the
here.
latest. There's a tiger loose in Houston. So be on the lookout, Houstoners.
Be on the lookout.
I mean, what else can you do? Honestly,
Kevon,
I
be
saw
on
a
the
video
lookout.
of somebody.
Alright,
I saw a
alright,
video of
take it this-
somebody
this
face
thing
to face
serious.
with the tiger, right?
You're not
And
understanding
I'm
that
just
is a
thinking to
tiger.
myself, what do you do in that case?
Be
What
on the
do you
lookout.
do when a tiger is staring at you?
Stay back.
Here, kitty.
Oh, break. Listen, guys, we will be right back in here because
Break time.
No, I was done with the tiger. Morning, Willie.
I know.
Oh boy, we'll be right back.
of the coronavirus are similar to those of the common flu or cold, which are consistent coughing and sneezing, fever that does not go away, and difficulty breathing. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, it is advisable to stay at home until you recover, or if you want to go to your doctor, call first and tell your doctor of your symptoms, any recent travel or contact with travelers. And lastly, please avoid spitting in public. Recent cases have shown that people most likely to be at risk if they contract the virus are persons over age 60 and persons that have an underlying medical condition such as hypertension, diabetes, kidney disease, or a respiratory condition. It is advisable to avoid large crowds or other places where you might have to come in contact with people who are showing signs of the coronavirus. This is a message from the Ministry of Health and the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA.
Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Azem, featuring Jade, Gwen Johnson. And it is now time to jump into Eat Local.
Morning.
With
I thought I wasn't, sorry. Go ahead. You paused.
Yeah, Kevon.
You paused. The pause was
no,
long.
Jade, no, she spoiled it. She spoiled it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but guys, we have a very special guest here in the studio. In the studio with us today.
I feel like she's nervous. I don't like it.
She nervous?
They watch you well cut energy.
Everybody just come in nervous and then at the end be like, it wasn't that bad.
But tell the people who we have, Jade.
We have a national treasure, one of the greatest female footballers to ever come out of this small nation, Miss Tracy Willock.
Yes, pleasant good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Yeah, but how you doing besides nervous?
Ain't nervous, I'm good.
Alright, nice. Yeah, but Tracy, for the people who may not know exactly who you are and what you're into, like give us a small little introduction.
My name is Tracy Willock, / Springer. I play football presently for the Village Superstars. Team. That's what I do basically right now.
Alright, so you're a footballer.
Yes.
And you play for the Village Superstars female team, part of the Elvis Star Brown Women's League.
Yes.
Alright. Yeah. I think a lot of times people, when we think of football, a lot of times we think of it mainly as a male sport.
Unfortunately.
But the truth is that there are a lot of women who play football, a lot of young girls who play football, and actually I'm very good at it. But and I might know this just because I've been around football. But how long have you been playing football?
I've been playing football probably about 20 years. Started at the primary school level, Dr. William Primary School. Age 11, somewhere around there. Isaiah Morris, coach, saw me running around with the boys, and he just come up to me and asked me if I want to play football. Because I had exceptional speed. And then I was like, what am I going to boot? And he was like, I will give you some boot, just come training. And that's where it all started.
Oh, wow. So you literally were just playing on the field with the guys, and somebody like saw your talent, Coach Morris to be exact.
Yes.
And so when you're playing in this would have been in primary school.
Primary school level.
You were playing on in girls teams even then, or even with the boys?
No, basically I played with the boys teams straight up till we reach high school, the best high school, Washington Archibald High School.
Say it again, they may take the hair.
Best high school, Washington Archibald.
I used to like it, yeah. I used to
They
like
have
it.
a big thing, like they went past there unfortunately, so they kind of.
Yeah, so when I reached the Washington Archibald High School, I was under the wings of Jeffrey Pedro, coach, and they had a female team. So I went straight into the female team at a young age in the high school level.
Yeah, I would have had the pleasure of seeing you play quite a bit at the high school level.
Same.
Jade.
Listen, move. Wash it, pride right here.
Anyway, don't let me go lay out, you know. Cause I know Tracy coming down to Basel High School in the afternoon to play football. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
She got to see who she competition is, and you know that's the only way to beat them. The way train.
That's a good way to say it.
It's okay.
Meaning I said that she developed her skills
I don't care
at the
what you
birthplace
say.
of champions.
She used it. Well, okay.
Yeah, but even at the high school level, I think from a young age, because by the time you got to high school, I know there was the female teams between the high schools at least that were playing. And I remember from first farm, you had been playing on the teams, on the female teams, right?
Yes.
Like, how was that that transition, being like a young female footballer, just coming into high school and then going directly and joining into the team?
Well, at first I was scared a bit because I didn't really know anything much about football. I had exceptional speed, and the coach used to just tell me run with the ball, run with the ball,
Use
pass
the
to the
speed.
boys, and score goals now and then. So when I went to Washington Archibald High School and I saw like he had girls on a higher level, understanding of the game, like I see my Eddie, Charlene, Halliday, a couple of them, like. It made me say like, wow, like why you got girls out there playing football? Because I thought it was just, you know what I mean? And then I just fit in one time, just started learning from them. And as I tell you, I had this skill already, a little thing, speed,
right.
and just work on it with Pedro.
And yeah, so it was a real learning experience when you got to high school, really learning the game of football.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of times people don't recognize that just like any other sport, football have tactics, and it's like all that go along with the skill, and you know, mastery of those things that will really take you to a new level.
Not gonna lie, I was a little jealous because I can't play football because I'm awkward. But watching the girls play, I used to wish I could. Yeah, I wish I could have knocked a little ball. I can't, trust me.
But how was that, Jade? Like as a girl in school, being able to see, you know, other footballers like Tracy, really represent the school and thing. How was that?
It's pride because as you said, most time people literally think only boys good at football, and when you look at TV and all these things, they really portray that men are dominant with football. But when you go to school and you actually see people who look like you actually beating some of the best boys, like, you can't tell me that we can't do anything.
Right. But Tracy, like you played football all through high school. At any point, you captain of the team or anything like that?
Yes. Eventually, when the older girls went out of high school, I had to carry the weight. So eventually, I was the captain.
And a lot of people might not know this, but we don't only have the female football on the inter-school level, but there's a national level. When did you break into the national team?
As I said, at a young age, same when I went to the high school, they had a youth program, national level. I was young, probably same age, 13, called up. They had us training at the national level, like they pulled some of the girls who they see at a young age, a youth program, think it would have been like under 17, under 15.
Right.
Just to groom us a bit.
Right.
We used to play between the older girls.
Right.
But I was called up at a young age also to represent with the senior national team. So I was like probably like 15.
Were you
the your first cap?
And the
Were you the
national
youngest?
team. No, I had other young girls.
But I remember watching, I think it would have been World Cup qualifier quite a few years ago. And we were playing in our group. And what I found so interesting was that the girls from St Kitts and Nevis really were able to hold their own against girls from some of the other bigger countries. And it really showed that we have a lot of skill and talent here, but also that there had been work going on behind the scenes to help develop these girls, because a lot of times what happens is we have the natural talent, but because there's no programs really to develop the talent, as we get older, we start to see separation between us and some of the other countries. But a lot of the players on the field really, I think, showed supreme skill if you compare it to some of the other competition. But how do you feel like St. Kitts stacks up to some of what you've seen in some of the other countries in terms of the female football? Do you think that we have a good quality level? Do you think it's something that we really need to work on?
It's a work in process. We have potential here locally, and we just need the drive and the attention. And we're not far from those other countries. Basically, as I said, we have raw talent, we have guts, lion heart. That is enough, but the push towards the female program, it needs to be a bit more involved with the locals.
Yeah. But even in you said you play for Rams Village Superstars in the female league. What about even like the local support from fans? Is that something that you think is good? Is something that we could work on? You want to see more support? Like how is that?
It could be better. It's not the best as the males, because as you see, like everybody push for the males. The males. Sometimes we have female games, barely broadcasts, limited promotion. Only when you win a cup is when everybody know like, wow, you had a female game in the park. You had a so much more attention could be drawn to the female league, the Elvis Starborn League here. The attention from home, like fan base and support, is good. Could be better if as a club we promote it more and everybody know like we have games and stuff like that, and the girls will feel really, really good. Because we have a lot of local potential here. And the games them are exciting too.
Yeah, the games will be good, The female games will be real good.
Really good. I don't understand, that's one thing I've never understood, like why it seems to be that people pay more attention to the male games and only want to say they're rallying around the female games when they have like finals or when they're going away and they're winning and stuff like that, because they've been here all the time and they've been needing y'all attention, but y'all don't give them that. Y'all pay attention to them only when you feel like, oh, they're up on these levels, and they actually do way better than y'all think. They just honestly need help and support and push. But do you think you would take over that push, like if they called you to be in charge of the league or to
Well, I will give my assistants, give them my ideas, and I love football and I would like to be around football for a long while. So any information, any knowledge I have, I would love to share.
Maybe even the coaching at some point and stuff like that.
Yeah, coach now and again.
Right.
Yeah.
But still playing, So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But while you're young, you have to pass on the knowledge, because you have to develop those girls coming up. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of young girls looking at you like, wow, I could be like Tracy, I could kick ball, I have speed, like, and they just don't know how to get into it, or they don't understand it in a way that
how do you going off of that same statement Jade made, how do you feel about recruitment for the female population that's interested in football? Like, you feel as though they're supported enough to be brought into the sport?
Not enough support, but we, the older ones, the females who are around the football, we are the ones that we have to, as I said, be a role model for them.
And encourage them.
Encourage them, give them words of encouragement, like football, have opportunities, you know what I mean, push them.
Right.
Be an example, a positive example for them. And I know some of them look up to me, and many times I say like, I give up, and they will be like, why you ain't playing tomorrow, team you ain't gonna play, you know what I mean? So that just make me say, you can't give up this sport right now, so got to keep playing.
Yeah, but you spoke about opportunities. How about opportunities for our female footballers to play the trade overseas as professionals? You think that you think that we have footballers here who have the skill, and even so, and if so, you think that the FA does enough to try and get them in the position to even have tryouts and stuff like that? Or that's something that we really need to push a little more?
That's something we have to push a lot more. And now that they are young, coming up, back then we didn't really have much opportunity.
Right,
so this is the time for them. And yes, the SKNFA and all around the football, they can put more attention to those girls right now. And you know what I mean? Because in the long run, we don't want to be saying we're just playing for nothing.
Right,
You have to let them see, like, you have colleges, you have tryouts, and we basically don't get that in the female program. We get it in the male program. We have a male gone on a tryout. Barely hear a female. So that's something we have to work on, a program, implement something for them in the future.
I always wonder about that because
I'm actually shocked that there's not anything like that already. Like, I don't see how you could have such a misstep. This isn't something that you should just miss.
Yeah, I think a lot of times there's just a focus on the male game, and so even when we approaching scouts and stuff is for this, we get mainly towards the males, because I really see the talent that we have here in the female football. I think could really provide, even if not a lot of professional players, a lot of people could get scholarships to help them with the education out of football. I look at the game. Sometimes I used to look at the college games, and I'd say, I know girls in St Kitts could play on this level. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's just about making the connection, let people know that this is exactly what we have available, and facilitating those tryouts. Because I know it's a lot of money for sometimes to travel miles and miles and put up and plane ticket and all of these things.
And it's funny because you want them to represent the country on a national level, but you're not giving them that support. So what incentive would they have to, hone their skill and keep playing until they get to that point where they could represent the country? If you're not supporting me, I go and give up.
But the thing is with football, and I see this with a lot of the footballers here, they play for the love of the game. Like, you just love the game. You just love the game. But I think that that love and talent should be rewarded, right? And if you
agreed,
and I think that it's a travesty, a huge travesty, when you have people with talent and passion who aren't able to turn that into a career, right? You want to see more people who have talent and passion in whatever field, given the opportunity to turn that into an opportunity to provide for themselves and their families. Do you know of any Kittitian female footballers that would have gone off either to play in college or to play in a professional league somewhere else?
Well, right now I know we have Finisha Brown playing. Just recently Tavia Phillip went to Iceland, Whitney Lawrence. Those are females, a part of the national program presently, and they're playing.
So we have some examples of what's possible, and so it's about opening the door for even more of these opportunities. And like I've been saying, I would really love to see more support from the local population, for the females, for the female game and thing. But Tracy, what would you say to, some young female footballer who, maybe love the game and want to put energy behind this? How would you encourage them?
I would say to them, if you have a dream, you just believe. Hard work and determination bring success. And if you want to be a young female footballer and have a career in it, you have to have the mindset, push yourself, be on the playing field, train, work hard. And opportunities will be out there if you really, really love the game of football. But keep believing, never give up, because I still playing football, I still believe. So never give up.
Bars.
Yeah.
Bars. But I think that's really
important.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. And we have somebody on the live who's saying they're very proud of this young lady. Much love and respect. Always been a go-getter. The sky is not your limit. All right. So big up to that comment.
Appreciate the person, whoever it is.
What the name is there, Jade?
Valencius D. Cider.
Yeah,
that's my teacher. Oh, that's my primary school teacher. Big up.
See, and look at her still supporting you.
Still supporting you.
Yeah.
I know.
Emotional moments here in Island Tea. Yeah. Good thing me in Christ since 93.
Anyway.
I'm Jade.
Nothing is okay.
But Tracy, time kind of running us down.
Yes.
But what you see as your future in football? Like what's next for you, or what you'd like to see happen in your career?
What's next for me? I'm still, as I say, I don't give up. Opportunity could come anytime in life. If you put your mind to it, don't give up. Anything is possible. I'm still playing. I'm still good for my age. Anything could happen. Scouts, anything. But I would also, along that path, I would try to share my knowledge with the youth program, any young girls, boys and girls playing football. I would like to, share my knowledge with them.
Right.
So, / player coach
right
about now. Yeah.
Right. But that's the thing, that's the thing. I remember even to me, one of the best footballers to come out, I think it's Kayamba. I remember Kayamba when he went there, he was also a player coach. He was still playing and coaching at the same time. So what you're saying isn't something outside of the realm of possibility. You know what I mean? Just keep doing you. And keep loving the sport. I think when you love the sport the way like you do, 'cause I've seen it. Like I remember Tracy would come down to Bastille High School in the afternoon.
You just wanted to plug that one.
Anyway. And they'd pick teams and things. And Tracy getting picked before a lot of the boys.
Imagine that a Washington Archibald footballer is getting picked before y'all Bastille High boys. Wow, what a thing. What a thing. Not shocked.
Should embarrass you, isn't it?
No.
Don't fear to say so.
No, don't try that, Don't try that at all. She get picked before you, isn't it?
Well, them times I just watching on. Them times I don't washed up. I don't washed up. Them times I don't washed up.
Darn.
But yeah, man, it's really been a pleasure talking to you, Tracy. And I know for a fact that there's a lot of young girls that look up to you. That look up to a lot of the other female footballers and see what you guys do and recognize there's a possibility for them to play as well. There's a sport not just for boys. It's a sport for everybody. And it is the beautiful game, eh? Like I love football bad.
Yeah.
Right? And I just love seeing it become a place where women could really showcase their skill. And like you said, it's not to say, well, the games aren't interesting, and I'm saying that because I really want to encourage more people to take a look at the Elvis Star Brown league. It's an amazing league. Very entertaining games, to be quite honest. How Village doing this year?
Doing good. Big up all the Village Superstars female team. We don't know how big them up. Laverne, wherever you be.
Right.
Gazelle, Zaki, Lisa, everybody. We in second place right now at the moment. I think the Newtown United is in first place.
Yeah, I think Newtown. Yeah. And then I think Canary was doing well too.
No. Right now is Newtown, Village, Old Road, Kevon,
This is all we've been washing out.
Bye. Bye.
Okay.
But yeah, but guys, make sure you check out and
What is
some.
the next game, if you know?
We have today's Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could log on. They have FA Cup knockout. I think Newtown United should be playing the under 17 youth team, and on Thursday, Village Superstars come up against Kevon. 5:30. Yeah.
Okay.
Check the live SKNFA page. Game should be live.
Okay. Okay.
Sweet. So guys, make sure you check out the SKNFA page on Facebook. The games are streamed live there.
You have no excuse.
No excuse. Yeah, do it on your phone. Jiggy. But guys,
Home time. Home time.
bye. It's been a real pleasure, you know, coming here today. Talking to you guys. It's Tuesday, May 11th, all day today.
Wow.
All day gonna be the 11th until tomorrow.
Yikes.
But
You don't say.
yeah, but guys, really want to thank you guys. Really grateful to all you guys who log on and comment and like and share. Don't feel when you see now, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, and I saw some of
We
you
see
guys
you
calling,
every day.
but
we were in the middle of an interview.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And we love the little pocket conversations. A lot of the times the little pocket conversations to start. I think that's really nice too.
Yeah, for sure. And for those of you who listening on the radio, also appreciate it. Thanks very much. If you ever want to check us out and see all of Kevon's amazing facial expressions and his
backgrounds.
and $1 million smile.
And the background, yes.
Actually, I can't stand him here.
That's where you're sitting.
Oh, all right.
Let me switch backgrounds on y'all because y'all.
And
think
y'all,
I-
hello, and Azem, I didn't say anything. Azem, Mr. Workers.
You know, let me go into my living room.
Oh, but for all of you guys who want to log on and be a part of the community online, you can check us out on Facebook at WINNMedia SKN, also YouTube WINNMedia SKN. You could watch us on Twitch, Periscope, and we have some people that have been logging on Twitch and Periscope daily. Like, really appreciate you guys. Special shout out to all the people who've been logging on from some of the other countries. I've been getting messages. Francisco, big up yourself. Kevin, big up yourself.
People in other countries watching us?
Like Trinidad and Tobago yesterday, we had people from St. Bart's, Francisco from St. Bart's and St. Martin. So,
We're doing good. Not too bad. Not
yeah,
too
man.
shabby.
Really appreciate you guys. Also, you could like us on and follow us on Instagram at IslandTSKN. Lots of clips, lot of great content. Make sure you check us out.
Coming up, the guests, everything.
Yeah, all the guests who coming up, the flyers are there. So
Yeah. Also, our anniversary is the 25th.
the 25th, yes.
Yes,
the 25th.
the 25th. So don't forget, lock in with us for that one. Celebrate our 1 year being on your radio and on your screen.
Terrorizing the airways.
Yes. In the way only we can. But Master, you want to give him all his names today in the same?
Hey, well, of course, because before we leave, we have to hear from the man himself, the Slim God, aka the Chapstick Don, aka $1 Million Smile, aka Duke of Frigikbe, aka Prosecco Papi, the one and only, Mr. Kevon Hanley.
Because remember, you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mug. See you tomorrow.